Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Christmas Day Vegas spread picks. Lawson Claus is here. I don't have presents, but we have the Vegas spread picks. And we're going to do what we did on Thanksgiving. We're going to bet every game. Thanksgiving, we found a way to get in positive money, and we better get in positive money come Christmas. And I want to say thank you to everyone who supported me this year. You guys have been phenomenal. Merry Christmas. Let's get to the games. I'm going to include the Seahawks and Bears in this since it's Thursday, because why not? We got 3 games. The other spread video will be up Tuesday morning. Travel safe. First game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chiefs minus 2.5. Money. Money. Gotta go to Chiefs. Listen, I was wrong about Mahomes' injury. I was wrong, and like I said, I will give myself a little bit of a cope here because he is a gladiator. And I know we don't like the Chiefs. I know we don't like Travis Kelce. But we have to respect Patrick Mahomes, and I think he's the difference in this game. And I've been having serious issues with the Steelers the whole year. Have I been proven wrong a little bit? Maybe. But I do think this team is fraud, and I do think they're an above-average football team that is getting overrated, but they are getting good coaching. And the talent gap in this game, I think, is large. And it's no larger than when you go Russell Wilson against Pat Mahomes. And one thing we saw that completely changed the landscape of that Texans-Chiefs game. Well, you could say Tank Dell getting hurt because we know the periphery receivers are who the Chiefs struggle to cover. But I think the big ingredient that shifted the landscape of that battle was Hollywood Brown. And I expect him to have a very good day against the Steelers secondary. I do think the Steelers defense is very good. I do think they're a little bit overrated. I do think there is no elite defense in this league. If you think the Steelers are an elite defense, then you have to go to Steelers. I'm not going that way. It doesn't look like we're going to get Pickens this game, and I think that's a big issue for the Steelers. But even if Pickens plays, like I said, I'm going to go back to a point I already said. You can attack the Chiefs secondary. This is a pretty bad secondary, but you can't attack McDuffie. So whoever McDuffie is covering is pretty much going to be blanketed. You can even ask Nico Collins, and that's why the Tank Dell injury was so critical in that game. And I'm going to tell you guys, I think this Steelers offense is going to regress, and eventually it has to go back down to the average, below average that the talent level suggests. They can't run the ball. They haven't ran the ball great this year, and I feel like their offensive line is pretty damn bad. You know, when the Bengals are hitting your quarterback 10 to 12 times in a game, that is an issue. That is a red flag scenario. And here's where I think the Chiefs attack them. I think the right side of the Steelers offensive line is completely fugazi. You put Chris Jones on that side, he's going to get interior pressures, and I think that's going to completely just close everything in on Russell America Wilson. And let's get to Russell America Wilson here. Listen, I just feel like the Steelers have been a low percentage offense the whole year. Has he hit a lot of deep balls? Yes. Has his deep ball rate been phenomenal? Yes. Let's give him credit. I'm not trying to disparage Russell Wilson, but look at the underneath stuff. Look at the intermediate throws. Look at the rhythmic throws that you need to move the chains at a consistent rate in this league. They just don't have that, man, and I don't think he's going to have protection, and I don't think he's going to have a deep ball. Like, I think Calvin Austin has a good game, but can you see any of these Steelers wide receivers stepping up to the plate? And here's the big matchup that I'm looking for. If the Chiefs can run the ball, they can win this game easy. It's not going to be easy against the Steelers, but one thing we saw from Mahomes last week, he's going to evade pressure. He looked the healthiest he's looked the whole year, as crazy as that sounds. So I just think the Steelers deep ball, I think that story, I think that mythology ends. It goes back down to average, what it should be. I'm going the Chiefs with the -2.5, make it a money pick. The over-under 42.5, I have absolutely no lean on this. I would go under. It's just out of my instincts. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Houston Texans. Ravens -4. Money, money, money. Money. Last night when we picked this game, I didn't pick it because I wanted to wait to the video. Last night when we got on after the Sunday night game, this was -3. It's -4. You got to get this in early. I'm going Ravens to win in the cover, make it a money pick. This isn't a traditional spot where you want to bet the Ravens. They're not a great road team. You don't like them laying points on the road, certainly, and we have to respect the Houston Texans because there are elements of this Texans team that are very good, but I'm going back to the original point I made in the Chiefs-Steelers game. There is a huge talent gap between these teams, and this Ravens team should have been a train earlier in the year. And I'm looking at this Ravens defense as the difference in this game. I'm not going to go to offense like everyone thinks. Ever since they started moving Kyle Hamilton back to safety, we've seen Humphrey flourish. He's been one of the best slot corners in this league. He's been an absolute animal, and I think that continues. I do worry about the Texans' pass offense without Tank Dell. Who's going to get open? Are we relying on Robert Woods? Is Menchie going to come back? Or is Menchie going to miss this game again? That was a big loss. And can we count on Dalton Schultz to take pressure off Nico Collins? I'm not sure. And I'm not sure the pass protection is going to be A1 for Stroud. We even saw that in the Chiefs game, and the Chiefs don't have all that great a pass rush after you neutralize Chris Jones. So I think the Ravens defense is the difference here, and I really like them in this matchup against Stroud. I do think the Texans team, that loss against the Chiefs is more than just a loss on the road in Arrowhead. That Tank Dell injury completely sucked the soul and passion out of the team. I just don't know if they're going to bounce back. They don't get a lot of better matchups than that. And I think this Ravens offense will be an absolute train. I really like this Texans defense, but I got to tell you, out of any offense or defense in this league, I can't think of a more frustrating unit. Like, I barely saw Will Anderson against the Chiefs, and it just doesn't make sense. And there's just something missing with this Texans team this year, and they're going to get to the playoffs, but they're going to get bounced out. And I think we see an early preview of the Baltimore Ravens completely dispatching them. And I don't want anyone to sleep on Lamar Jackson. I said 6-7 weeks ago, and I stand by the point. This season by Lamar Jackson is better than his previous 2 seasons. Now, you worry about some of the Ravens' targets. You worry about relying on Rashad Bateman. We want to see more Zay Flowers. But I think this game is more about the run game. We're seeing more design runs for Lamar Jackson. I support that wholeheartedly. Give me the Ravens -4. Make it a money pick. Get this in early because this is going to keep rising. I think the Chiefs -2.5 will be stable. And the over-under is 47.5. I'm going under because, like I said, I think this is a Ravens defensive football game. I don't have a strong lean on the over-under like I did on the Thanksgiving ones. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Chicago Bears. The Bears, this is the day after Christmas. We got the Hawks -3, -3.5. Over-under 41.5. Money, money, money. Borderline. Hawks with the -3.5. We'll go -3.5. I think this gets up to -4 by the time you guys see the videos. And like I said, when me and Michael Mann picked this on Sunday night on the opening lines, it was -1.5. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that price. We don't know if Kenneth Walker is going to play, but I know everyone wants to rag on the Seahawks, and I know that loss to the Vikings probably frustrated Seahawks fans, but I walked away from that game kind of impressed. Geno Smith battled. He had the turnover, but that defense is getting better against the run, and that's what you want to do against Caleb Williams. You want to stop the run, and you want to make him beat you with that right arm, with the nail polish, and that's what you want to do. And one thing the Seahawks have been doing the last 6-7 weeks that has impressed me is they're getting more pressure on the passer, and that is Caleb Williams' kryptonite. The media, everyone else will blame the offensive line, but Caleb Williams is the type of guy that floats in the sacks. He floats into negative plays, and I think that's the difference in this game. The Seahawks offense stays on schedule. They stay potent, and they also run the ball better. That's been an interesting facet of the last 4 or 5 weeks of the Seahawks offense. One reason why I'm pleasantly encouraged by them. They are running the ball. They are getting more run-pass balance, and that's extremely important, especially with their offensive line. The way to help an offensive line that struggles pass blocking is to get them going forward and get them banging heads, and that's what they're doing on offense. They are finding a little bit of formula. Also, the biggest weakness of the Seahawks, in my opinion, is the offensive line from a pass blocking perspective. Are the Bears getting any pressure on anyone? Are they? Not really. Are the Bears stopping any interior runs? No, not really. Are the Bears showing any sort of fight? No, not really. Everyone blamed Eberflus, but this team is completely checked out. They're on Booking.com. They're looking at Aruba. They're looking at the Caribbean. They don't want to be here. And I know this spot for Seattle isn't great, guys. Like Soldier Field is very, very tough. And going there on the day after Christmas isn't a great spot for the Seahawks, but I think the Seahawks take care of business. They win by a touchdown. Give me the Seahawks winning the cover, making a money pick more on the borderline side. 41.5 is tough because we're seeing a Bears defense just completely quit. Like, listen, this secondary shouldn't be bad. Jared Goff shouldn't be pumping 70-yard deep balls on you at Soldier Field. I'm going under the 41.5. No science there. So everyone, the picks are Chiefs -2.5, making a money pick. Ravens -4, making a money pick. Hawks -3, -3.5, borderline money pick. Guys, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for helping with the algorithm. You guys see the algorithm. A lot of you guys have to search for the videos and find them yourself. So I really appreciate it. Everyone have a great Christmas. Everyone who's on Patreon, thank you guys. It's been fun getting this money with you, and it's been a profitable year, and I think 2025 will be even more profitable. Take care of your families. Let's get this money. Merry Christmas.